Welcome back for the finale of What If Even Piell Survived. Thank you to those of you who have seen the first part of this What If. If you haven't seen that part, go watch that first before watching this video. The link will be in the description below. Gazing out of the window of the Council Tower, the Jedi saw the Separatist fleet homing into view. This was the moment they had been waiting for. The Chancellor had revealed his hand, and he had shared the Nexus route coordinates with the Separatists. The Jedi send 4 Council members to the Chancellor's office in a gunship, and as they arrive, they prepare themselves to battle a dark being. Entering the Chancellor's office, they expect to see the Chancellor in his customary seat, but he had vanished. Looking for any clues as to where he could be, they hear from behind the sound of hundreds of blasters clicking. The clones waste no time in executing Order 66, and Saesee Tiin and Agen Kolar are flattened. Yoda and Mace Windu react to the situation, blasting out of the building to a trail of gunfire. Going to the Jedi Temple, Yoda defends the younglings from the Council Chamber, whilst Windu gathers up the remaining Masters and Knights. Not much of their order remains, and they all go to the one remaining flagship of Master Piell. Evading the gunfire from the clones, they all scramble into the tight confines of a single gunship and fly into space. Pursuing Palpatine from their new location, they look for the flagship of Grievous, and it is not difficult to spot. The 1 kilometer long dreadnought dominates the airspace, and it rapidly fired its ion cannons at the Venator-class Star Destroyer. The Jedi flagship soon erupts into flames, forcing its passengers to take to the skies in starfighters. Forming behind Anakin, the Jedi swoop in, avoiding the proton torpedoes to skid to a halt in Grievous's hangar. Leaping out, they are met by a wall of clones. The Jedi acrobatically slice through their former friends, and pierce the thick blast doors to the next level. Here, they are met by the cyborg himself, with a whole legion of droids. Obi-Wan leads the charge, and he launches towards his familiar foe. With the aid of the droids, Grievous pushes Obi-Wan back into the first hangar, where Master Piell and Anakin clear the droids. The Magna Guards do not prove to be too difficult, but the sheer quantity of droids delays their progress. Finally, they reach Obi-Wan, and with his small frame, Master Piell distracts Grievous, and it allows all of the other Jedi to combine to down the cyborg. By now, they are exhausted, but have to continue for their honour. Going to the bridge, there are more teams of droids, and behind them is both Dooku and Palpatine. Going straight for the Sith Master, Anakin is hit by a bolt of Force lightning, projecting him backwards. Palpatine would not allow Plagueis' visions of Anakin to become true. Running his lightsaber through the controls, the ship's alarms begin to scream, and the Jedi slip back towards Anakin. Getting to their feet, Palpatine and Dooku cast a wall of Sith magic to block their path, but the returning Windu and Yoda send them back with the Force. With the Force battle becoming a stalemate, all the other Jedi try to push through, but are immediately bounced back. Dooku was the first to lose his energy, and the Force deflection cannons upwards through the ceiling, opening the ship to the elements. Hanging on to the closest wall, the ship began to freefall, and everyone was desperate in their need for survival. Landing on the surface below, the battle had quietened to a hush, before all the remaining Force users staggered to their feet. Anakin pounced first, pointing his lightsaber at the throats of the Sith, and he dismembered them, to leave them in the hands of the Jedi Temple guards. Rushing over to the Senate building, Anakin is relieved to find Padme, and he declares that the Chancellor was the Sith Lord in disguise. Whilst a trial was prepared for the Sith, Anakin carried the Jedi over to the Jedi Temple Halls of Healing, just as another ship entered the atmosphere. Not prepared for another encounter, he is relieved to find it was a small fighter containing Ahsoka Tano and Captain Rex. Going to the tribunal that was already set up, Palpatine and Dooku are charged for their war crimes, amongst many others, and are set to be executed. Just then, the small footsteps of Master Piell stepped into a pod, and he requested that the Sith to be sent to the Citadel. After murmurings from the Senate, the new fate of the Sith is decided. The Jedi soon recover, and taking a secure gunship, they place the Sith in the darkest cells, never to be seen again. The Jedi Council are fortunate that Master Piell had been stubborn enough to keep the coordinates, as it had saved their order for generations. That is it for What If Even Piell had survived. If you enjoyed this What If, please like this video, turn on your notification bell, and subscribe for more What Ifs. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.